This video is on how to create a new Google Sheets document. So firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to open up Google Drive. So we can do that in two different ways. We can click on the Google Apps button and from here choose Google Drive if we've got one of the Google Apps open. Otherwise, we can go to drive.google.com. And the other option, of course, is we could just Google Drive and click on the link for drive.google.com there. Once we have Google Drive open, we're going to find the folder in which we want to store that information. So I've previously created a folder here called IT, and I'm just going to double click on that. It's an empty folder at the moment, and from here we're in the folder where we want to create a spreadsheet document. So we're going to go into New and click on Google Sheets, and in another tab we are going to have our spreadsheet open up here, and we can see that up the top here. Now the first thing when we create any new document is we want to give it an appropriate name. A good piece of advice that I've been told is if we opened up this folder in 2 years' time, would we still recognize what this document was just from its name? So we want to be very specific about what we call it. So this one, I'm creating a budget for our department, so I'm going to call it IT department budget, and I'm going to put the year after it as well because we'll be doing these budgets every year. So there's a spreadsheet, and we've given it an appropriate name, and then we're going to come back to Google Drive here, and we can actually see a document here that we have created. We can see it's Google Sheets from the icon here. This green square with the cells associated with it is the icon for Google Sheets. And if we come back to our document here, we can see that all the Google Apps for Education Suite saves automatically. So as soon as we type anything in here, you'll notice that a synchronization process goes on, saying it's saving, and then all changes are saved. So we don't have to actually click on File and Save as we have done in previous applications. That's all done for us. All right, so if we come back to Google Drive here, what if we want to actually move this file? What would we do? Now we can click and drag that and move that to different folders, but we might want to move it through a number of different folders. So one thing we can do is we can actually right click and then use this move to. And say, for example, I wanted it to move it to a completely different folder. I come back to my Drive, and then I'm going to create a different folder in here called Spreadsheets. All right. And I'm now inside of that Spreadsheets document. I might call that Term 1. And if I click on the move here, you'll notice that it will move to that folder, and it's no longer in our IT folder here. So if I go to My Drive, I find the Spreadsheets, and inside of there we created a folder called Term 1. We should be able to see our file there. So that's a quick run through of how to